What's up, everybody? It's Dylan here. I wanted to take some time here and explain to you why, right now, this moment in history, this could be the biggest opportunity of your lifetime. Now, I know that I talk about mortgages and I help folks on a day to day basis find a mortgage, fix their credit up, and just get into a better financial position. The thing is, the goal of this channel is to help you create generational wealth using some of the new tools available here in the new financial system. Thing is, times are changing, things are radically transforming right before our eyes. Unless you're living under a rock, you know that crypto is everywhere. But there are common questions about, like, well, if you're a beginner, especially, where do you go, where to start, what is crypto, what are good things to invest in so that you don't lose your money. So I wanted to step back and mainly speak to those like beginners, right? Because I remember, and I still, full disclosure, I'm always learning new things every single day. So I just want to share my journey, what I've learned, some common, mistakes to avoid, things that I've learned in my time, being in the crypto space. So wanted to show you what I'm doing with my portfolio, so that a lot of people watching this video may be past clients or other small business owners or realtors, and you're like, well, I don't know what do I do after I get a house or I get maybe an investment property? Where else can my money go? Right now, crypto is one of those options where there is so much potential. Full disclosure, I am not a financial advisor. This is purely for your enjoyment, and I'm just giving you my opinions on this. This is not financial advice. Even though I help people with mortgages, take this information for considerate educational purposes only. But this is real life. And the thing is, right now, I wanted to show you the opportunity. There is no other time in history have we as a species been at the creation of a new asset class. And that's the importance right now. That's the importance of being at the time and being alive right now. So if you want to create generational wealth, right now is the time you need to get in on. I'm not going to spend a whole ton of time trying to sell you on why crypto is important and why there's potential. You're watching this video, you know that there's potential there, right? I just wanted to give you the hard truth on this. Right now, the market is dumping. Things are going down. The overall market is down. Bitcoin, right now, everything still follows Bitcoin. So maybe you're new to crypto. One thing that you will very quickly realize is that everything is still tied to Bitcoin. So right now, Bitcoin at $56,000, everything is going to be tied to what it's doing. If Bitcoin is going down, all the other altcoins are going to be going down. But one thing you need to realize is that right now the overall market cap is $2.48 trillion. That's so tiny. I mean, to put that into perspective, and I got a cool chart here. It's a little old. It's from May of 2020, but it gives you a good visualization. Gives you a good visualization of just all these different asset classes. So right now, $2.4 trillion. Let's actually see what that looks like. So you can see right here, again, this is a little old, but these little blips right here, each square is worth 100 billion. So definitely, you can see here silver above ground silver stocks is 43.9 billion. That's actually less than I thought it would be. And again, it's maybe a little more than that by now, but you can see U.S. budget deficit. This is before 2021 and the word I can't say, but the spending that has ensued from that it's a lot more than this. But this just kind of gives you what I wanted to show you here is in relation to some of these other asset classes. This is cool. The stock market, as of April 2020, you can see just in relation to everything, the stock market is closer to 89 trillion at the time of this article. So again, it's more than that now, but this just gives you a representation. If that right here is $89 trillion, and right now we're at 2.4, then there's so much opportunity because this whole asset class is going to be going to $200 trillion. Right now, you're seeing like Shiba Inu and you're seeing like Dogecoin pump because it's pure speculation. But one thing you realize is that there's a lot of other smaller, what are called altcoins, that are doing phenomenal things in this space. You just might not have heard about them unless you really, really dig in. And so being in the space, if you did want to take advantage of that, you really have to learn how to dig in and read. And that's what I'm learning. You got to really have to learn how to research and find the ones that are good. But I'm going to give you some of my thoughts, share with you some other ideas of what I'm doing. But overall, you can see right here, one thing that makes me super bullish about this. If right now, if we're at $2.5 trillion, even going down, even while we're dumping, right? Which is just, side note, a really funny thing. People panic about, the markets are going down to Bitcoin's at $56,000. We're dumping. Listen, just 6 months ago, less than a year ago, Bitcoin was at $30,000. So it's like, what do you mean we're dumping? Yeah, I mean, in relation to where we were last week at a high of $69,000. But listen, overall, the trend is going to go up, right? So you get, it's my philosophy is I'm not trying to necessarily time the market. I'm trying to buy quality assets that are going to do something, that have partnerships that all the damn money is moving through. All the money is moving through. I want to get in on these, and I want to just hold on until they go up in value, right? So I'm researching the ones that are good. So you see right here, macro economist guru Raoul Pal predicts total value of crypto markets will surge 100x amidst lightning speed. So first of all, let me just, before I even go into this and why this makes me super bullish, if you don't know who Raoul Pal is, Raoul Pal, he was a former rep at Goldman Sachs. So this guy is in the 1%. He is, when Raoul Pal talks, you listen. He's not just somebody, just some random person. This guy's rich enough, he owns his own island, and he sits around and he tells investments and hedge fund managers, asset managers, money managers, he tells these people where to put their money, right? So he's in the 1%, right? So when he says something like this, you listen. You listen to him because he knows what he's talking about. If you don't listen to him, you're going to be poor for the rest of your life. I don't know what to tell you. I don't want to be poor, so I'm going to listen to what he's saying. He's basically saying right now, crypto currently has 150 million users. 150 million users. We're at where's that number? We're at 2.4 trillion, right? Okay, cool. Right? Well, the adoption rate is 113% year over year. And just to kind of put that in perspective, when the internet had roughly the same amount of users in 1999, the adoption rate the growth was 63% year over year. So we're already double that. It's basically twice as fast as the fastest adoption of any technology in our recorded history. So that is the potential. So if we're 2.5 trillion now, and we're going down, prices are lower, right now is a good opportunity to start swooping in and get some of these longer term holds. The market literally gave you a blessing. Now is a good time to get in, because in a few years, once all the big institutional money is in this space, you won't be able to get some of these assets that we're going to talk about, like Quant. We'll talk about that here in a second. You won't be able to get these. You won't be able to get them. They'll be way more expensive. You won't be able to get Solana. You won't be able to get XRP. You won't be able to get Avalanche and Terra Luna. Some of these ones that will be around, Chainlink. You're not going to see these prices when there's $200 trillion in the overall market, right? So right now you're seeing something unique. You're seeing something unique. This is a distributed network of owners around the world, from 150 million people that will soon be 1 billion people. So their ability to control it is almost zero. People are worried about regulation coming in here. But the thing is, you see right here, the sheer size and decentralized nature of the space will ultimately make it near impossible for regulatory bodies to fully control. So crypto is here to stay, right? And so it's going to be basically $200 trillion in the next decade, right? And so don't you want to be in on that trend? I know I do. I want to be in on that trend. I don't want to be left behind. The trick is just finding what it is. So I like to buy, and this is what I tell all my friends and clients and partners, listen, I want to get things that are tied into the bank. So right now, and we could go way down the rabbit hole here, right? But I have some information just kind of pulled up here just for you to see. Essentially right now, there's the central banks. All the way money is managed in this country are run through very slow systems. And so crypto, the opportunity is crypto's coming around and making it a lot more efficient for banks to move money around. countries to move money around. So it makes it easier for larger sums of money. The thing is, some of the powers that be, the global elite, whatever you want to call them, they might not like that because that's how they make their money. They're making their money on these high fees and slow speeds, and they know that you have to pay them. People have to use the user. You have to pay for this because there's no other way to move money. Well, the thing is, though, there are new standards that are going to be adopted. There's going to be new standards that are being adopted. One of those, ISO 20022. What this is an upgrade to the financial system. So, like right now, the way money is sent via systems like SWIFT, it's very slow. ISO 20022 upgrades that messaging standard and makes it a lot faster. So what we want to find are some projects that are tied into that. Quant is one of those things. Now here's an opportunity. I found a really cool chart here, a visualization here of what this is. Quant is one of these opportunities. I feel like it looks really scary right now, right? This is the one-day chart here. And it has seen a huge spike here. It has seen a huge spike. I started getting into it down here in the 70s. This is where I got most of my position in. I was fortunate enough to find out about it. I know some people were getting it down in here, and that's incredible and crazy. But you see, it definitely had a nice shoot up here, and things are kind of going down and consolidating sideways. But we're going to see another big shoot up. We're going to see this go up in the future because of the overall, what you want to look at is the tokenomics right now. So to kind of put it into perspective, Bitcoin has, overall there's only going to be 21 million of those. So Quant is even more scarce. Quant has even, like, its max supply you see right here is 14 million and some change. So it's a lot. It's very scarce. And to kind of put it into perspective here, let me actually find, and I'm going to pull this up. This is a really good representation to kind of give you an idea of what the price of Quant would be. If Quant had Bitcoin's market cap of 1.1 trillion, one Quant would be worth $80,000. So there's only a total supply of Quant of 14 million. Ever. So it's more scarce. But the value here is that it connects everything. So their patented proprietary technology, is called Overledger OS. So they're the only company that has this. Like nobody else has it. So this is like getting in on a piece of the internet back in the mid-90s and being able to control, say, part of the protocol of owning the internet. This is what Quant is. This is what buying these tokens right here. They connect everything. Their Overledger allows all these blockchains, all these companies, all these banks. Look at all these banks. These are billionaire banks. These are banks that have all the money, right? So they're not going to be partnered with somebody. They're not going to be using a service that isn't going to be reputable. It's not going to be around in the future. So this is a long-term project. I don't care about things that are just short-term. For my long-term holdings, I want things that are going to be here. I want things that are going to be around. This isn't, you see right here, Quant's Overledger isn't just a blockchain, but a blockchain operating system. It runs on top of all these different blockchains, and it makes them talk to each other. That is the beauty of Quant. So all these different, whether once the central banks come out with their central bank digital currency, Quant is what is going to make all these interoperate together. It's going to make all of these communicate together safely, compliantly. They're going to go through regulations. Everything will be above board. And so that is the potential here with this. As the banks change over to this new ISO 20022, I got a really kind of cool, maybe dystopian chart here that I found. If you can see it here, preparation for the new age of civilization. Listen, the banks, regardless, some people think that it's, the sign of the times, end times and all that. I don't think that it's necessarily that. I just think that it's important to pay attention to what's going on because, the people that control the money, that's ultimately where things are going to be. And so there's always going to be a struggle between freedom and control. And that's what crypto is right now. Crypto is the ability for the people to have more of a decentralized control. The governments, though, they want the regulations so that they can come in with their central bank digital currencies and control everything. That's all that it's all going to be about. So I'm hedging my bets on both. I'm hedging my bets on what the banks are going to be using because they're not going anywhere, right? The people that own the money and the global elite, these systems are not going anywhere. They're just going to morph. They're going to morph. They're going to take over crypto. It's going to get regulated. It will be regulated, but like Raoul Pal says, it's going to be very challenging to make it to regulate it out of existence. So it's going to be here. It's going to be a $200 trillion plus asset class. A lot of these cryptos that are here right now, there's currently 14,000 of them. Most of those will not be around. They're probably only going to be 100, maybe 200. After in 5 or 10 years, this space will be totally different, when it's $200 trillion. But these assets are going to be way more, right? Bitcoin might still be around, but the assets that are truly going to be here are going to be projects that control all the money, right? Are going to be projects that connect everything. So, and we could talk about all the other different projects here, but the point of this video is kind of give you an overview of Quant, right? So if you're listening to this still, I appreciate your time. I'm going to definitely be making more of these videos. I know we talk a lot about mortgages and stuff like that, but crypto is one of those things where I've been quite fortunate myself, and so if I can share some information about kind of what my reasoning is, I'll share my portfolio, what's working. There's other buying these kind of assets and then holding them for long term. That's only one way to get wealth. I look at it as you got your long term holds, and then if you want to get some meme coins and stuff, cool. Maybe make that 5 or 10% of your portfolio, right? That way you can be a little bit riskier and stuff with it. You're not risking everything. But most of my holdings, most of my portfolio, and a lot of seasoned investors will tell you, get in on the ones that are going to be here for long term. You're going to be here for long term. And right now, honestly, Quant is one of those. Quant is one of those where, due to the scarcity, due to the overall supply, it is going to be worth a lot more money in the future. It's going to be a lot more money. I was trying to find this right here. You can see $80,000 if it was worth Bitcoin's price of 1.1 trillion. So if this overall market cap is going to be 200 trillion one day, according to Raoul Pal. And again, I'm not doubting this guy. I'm not doubting that. He knows what's going on. If Bitcoin right now, being at the price that it is, if Quant just had that fraction of that $200 trillion in 5 or 10 years, that would be $80,000. Because it's connecting all of this. It's connecting all of this. So that's the potential, is that Quant has all of these partnerships. They already have the partnerships. You saw they just partnered with Oracle. Oracle's the 38th largest or most valuable company in the world. They're not going to be partnering with Quant if they weren't reputable, right? Quant is one of those companies that is going to be around. You got to do your research on their leaders, their CEO. Amazon Quant Network introduces blockchain interoperability to Amazon Web Services. Amazon. They're partnering with Amazon. Hyperledger. Quant Network is collaborating with Hyperledger to advance cross-industry blockchain technology and enable universal interoperability. They're going to be here. They're going to be massive. This is like buying Bitcoin at a few $100s. You're going to buy this thing. You're going to put what you can. Listen, if you have a 401k, cool. Do that too. I'm not saying don't do that. I'm just saying right now, this is one of the biggest opportunities in the history of mankind. And I believe Quant is one of those. I believe Quant, plus a lot of other cryptos, a lot of other companies are just as amazing and promising. But the point of this video is where to start. I wanted to give you some nuggets to just dig into. So if you're watching this, you're like, I don't know where to start. I encourage you to do your own research as well. Because ultimately, don't just take my word for it. I'm just a dude. I'm just a mortgage advisor. I'm just a crypto nerd who wants to make generational wealth. So this is just my opinion. Do your own research as well, though. Definitely. And yeah, listen, crypto is one of those things that's going to be around. It's definitely going to be around. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. I know it's getting a little bit long, so I'm going to stop it at that. But If you have any questions, please hit the like button on this. Hit the like button. It helps the YouTube algorithm. I'm going to be making more of these videos. I know all of these other influencers and social media creators are always doing whatever to get you. But hit the like button. Hit the like button. This is going to really does help me. So if you're one of my subscribers watching this, help me spread this out. Leave a comment. Leave a like. Leave a little message. Did you find something helpful about this? Do you like making money? What else do you want to know about crypto? Leave some comments, and I will talk to you on the next video.